During my years at Stony Brook, I had the opportunity to be coached by Terry Tiso, a well-known coach out on Long Island in New York, and played for a very competitive program at Stony Brook. Had the chance to compete and play in the NCAA as well as in the ECAC championships. Really enjoyed my experience while I was there at Stony Brook. Served as a co-captain in my junior year in the team that went to the ECACs and won a championship at Division II level, our first year at Division II. After graduating from Stony Brook, I went on to be a grad student at Dowling College and completed my last year of eligibility at Dowling and served as the co-captain at that program as well and was honored as the co-MVP of that team. Having a chance to play multiple positions during my career as a college athlete definitely has benefited me as a coach. Also, my former experience as a gymnast for 12 years has helped me to really be able to analyze the body mechanics of a player and know if there's things that need to be changed, how their technique is, maybe some of the adjustments that need to be focused on for a player to be more effective and more efficient at their skill. I think that also having to train at those different positions and know what those training techniques and skills need to be, how demanding each position is physically, and what the necessary objective needs to be for those positions has helped to make me an effective coach because of that. During my time when I was at Stony Brook as a player, we participated in a lot of community service endeavors, which included clinics and camp work. And during that time, I really was doing it more as an opportunity to make some extra money during my college days. Found that coaching was something I really enjoyed. Had the opportunity also to be coaching some gymnastics instructional classes during that time that I was in college, and felt that it was an easy transition to go from what I had been doing as a gymnastics instructor to be able to apply some of those rules and strategies into volleyball experience, and also make what I had learned as a player, apply that to my coaching as a volleyball coach. The intention was never to be a volleyball coach. I had majored in psychology as an undergrad, had gone on to become a teacher in secondary and mathematics in my grad program. Really thought that I was going to be a teacher in a high school setting and maybe do some coaching on the side as supplemental income. But found that I really enjoyed coaching at the college level because I had been doing it as an assistant and also served as a head coach for my final year as a grad student, and fell in love with it. Fell in love with the offensive, defensive details of coaching. Really found that being able to work with those student athletes and see them develop into true volleyball players was something that I took a lot of gratification from. And that sort of led me into the direction of going into a full-time status as a coach. Serving as an administrator first and foremost and a volleyball coach was my first job at the college level, full-time, and then took a full-time head coaching job up in Connecticut, and then moved on to Manhattan College and now serving as the head coach here at Princeton. Well, I would have to say that at first there was a sense of intimidation going into the Division I level. I always felt like I could coach at a Division I level, but obviously there's this idea that Division I is a supreme location and it's the kind of coach you have to have a certain style and a certain demeanor to be able to do it. And I felt like I had the competitive spirit to be a Division I coach, and I felt like my training regimens that I had applied to my former programs were equal to that of the Division I level. Coming into the program, I realized that there really wasn't a lot of differences when it came to Division I. It was just the kind of student athlete you had an opportunity to work with. And that's something that was different than the other division. It wasn't about you as a coach. It wasn't about what you needed to do or bring to the table. It was about being able to work with a superior student athlete, giving yourself the opportunity to challenge them at a little bit higher level, make them more competitive, to bring out the things that they are capable of doing. And so for me, it was an easy transition. I didn't have a lot of problems learning my way, figuring things out. Obviously, there's more time spent in the office and doing things like film review and recruiting international experience and recruiting internationally. So recruiting nationally and internationally is definitely a part of the Division I that you don't experience at the Division III level. But in total, I would have to say that my transition was pretty easy. I felt comfortable I felt at ease being in that level, and I felt like I could take it on, whatever that new position was going to be. Well, any of the programs that I've ever coached, I've always reinforced that they are student athletes. The reason why I feel that's important is because there's always the option of being injured. There's always the chance of having something that could be threatening to your career as an athlete that could come at a moment's notice and you don't really know when to expect that. And I think that it's important for them to have a diverse offering educationally so that they don't just lean on their athletic opportunities and their experiences. So for me, this is not something new. I didn't come into this position thinking, okay, well, my philosophies are going to be slightly different than they have been in any of the programs that I've coached. I have had this philosophy since the time I started coaching. And now it just gives me the chance to really work with students and student athletes that have that understanding. They are coming here to be a part of something greater than just the athletic experience. They are coming here to make a future for themselves and make connection with people and have the opportunities that they may not be able to gain if they go to another university or something outside of the Ivy League. So for me, this is a chance to really take every philosophy that I've had with my coaching and apply it directly to the kind of student that really understands that.